Animation, musicals, better yet, animated musicals. If you're like me, then you have had the Hazbin Hotel soundtrack stuck in your head since it came out in January. I mean, I have listened to other music since then. It has been almost 2 months since it came out. The soundtrack will definitely be on my Spotify Wrapped for like most played songs. Anyway, Hazbin Hotel, it has great writing, quirky characters, wonderful animation, and amazing songs. And if you watch the pilot on its release day, then you have been waiting 4 years for it, like I was. And I was so impressed by it. 15 out of 10, so much better than I could have ever hoped for. And such a huge push for indie animation. Anyway, after talking about how wonderful it is, I decided to change it. Today we're going to draw some of the Hazbin Hotel characters in some different styles and just see what happens, see where it takes us. First up is Charlie and Vaggie, the iconic duo in this show. One of the iconic duos in this show. But they're so cute together, they're such a cute couple. You know who else is a cute lesbian couple? Ketra and Adora from Shira and the Princesses of Power, which was developed by N.D. Stevenson. I didn't know that. Anyway, I've always loved the style of Shira in the Princess of Power, the one that's on Netflix, not the older version. It's like simple, it's kind of anime, but it's not really anime style. So I just started by sketching out the rough poses of the characters I'm taking. I'm basically just redrawing a screen gap from Hazbin Hotel. I have wanted to draw in the Shira style for quite a while, so it was really fun. Just taking already drawn character designs, like I didn't really have to think about the design too much because like it's already there. Getting into the line work, all the line work is like super thin lines, not too much tapering anywhere except maybe in the eye details and like the eyebrow details and everything. I really like this style because the body proportions are like very realistic. I also made sure to add details that are just in the Shira style, like this little like kind of patch that they have on their face. Every single character has this like darker patch of their skin on their face. I think it's supposed to be like blush, which like Charlie already has like blush, but we still added it in there. I also fought with the background of this for quite a while because I didn't know if I wanted to try and do like a Shira style background or if I just wanted to do like an abstract background just to not take away from the character. So I kind of settled on like an abstract background. All in all, I think this turned out really cute and I really like it. It's one of my favorite drawings that I've done of any Hazbin Hotel characters. I think their faces turned out really nice. I really love the faces. Like I think Vaggie in this style I just love so much. It took me a while to figure out how exactly I was going to do her hair because her hair has like these like such interesting like shapes that you don't really get in the style of Shira. It's just kind of hair. But the real question as to did I accomplish drawing these characters in the Shira show style is put them in front of a Shira background. So let's see if they actually fit in there. So this is them in front of the original abstract kind of background that I drew, and this is them in a Shira scene. Just plucked a background right off the internet. And honestly, despite the colors being a little off because I like color picked from Hazbin Hotel and not from Shira, I think they work really well. I think they fit. Like the line weight is there. The Shira characters don't have any kind of shadows on them. Like there's no cell shading, there's nothing. So I think this works really well with it. I'm pretty impressed with myself for this one. Good job, me. Next up, we have another iconic duo from Hazbin Hotel, Angel and Husk, in the style of Adventure Time. Honestly, the reason that I chose this style for these characters was because I love like the chibi background version of Angel in Hazbin Hotel. I think it's just so cute and so funny, and I thought that Adventure Time would be a really good style to draw in because it kind of looks like that anyway. Also, I just thought Angel's arms would be really fun to draw in the Adventure Time style because they're like very noodly and Angel has really long arms. So again, I started off with a sketch. Hazbin Hotel has a very sharp angles, especially with the hair. Like all the hair is like very sharp angles. All of the designs are really sharp angles. But Adventure Time is a very like soft and rounded show, which was really interesting to draw these characters in a very soft and rounded style. In Adventure Time, there are some like sharper angles, especially with characters like Marceline and the vampires and just any like evil characters. So I made like Angel's hair and Husk's kind of like tufts of fur, like very soft and rounded shapes. Again, the line work in Adventure Time is like really thin and it doesn't have any tapering again, really. It's very cartoony. And I thought the arms would be really fun to draw, but they were actually really hard to draw because you have to keep a consistent thickness of the arm throughout the whole arm, like there's no tapering. So that was a little bit difficult. Also, I got to the coloring portion of this one and I forgot that Husk had a tail. Like I was thinking something was missing from his design, but then I was just like, oh yeah, he has a tail. This style was really fun because it really made me like simplify the characters a lot. Like there's not a lot of detail. Even like Husk's ears, like I just made them just a solid color, like not even the inner ear, because you don't really see that in Adventure Time. I do feel like I could have drawn Angel's like second set of arms a little bit better. They are a little bit skinny, but overall I really like how they turned out, especially Angel. Again, I did a nice abstract background because backgrounds are not my forte. But let's see what these characters look like on an Adventure Time background. So I am noticing one thing. The background art does not have distinct like black line work. I believe the characters actually do, because that kind of makes them stand out a little bit more from the background. That's the only thing like tripping me up about the background and the characters, is the difference of line work. And again, I color picked from Hazbin Hotel. I don't think that these characters' colors would work in Adventure Time. There's like too much red and black. There's not enough like bright colors on them. Even Marceline, even though her color palette is very like neutral like these guys are, she stays neutral. Like she doesn't have any like pops of color like these guys do, and I think that's a really distinct indicator between this style and the Hazbin Hotel style. And finally, we are going to be drawing Carmela Carmine in the Hollow Knight style. Now this isn't an animated show, it's a video game. The first time I saw Carmela's like character style, I immediately thought of Hollow Knight. I immediately compared her to the Hornet. Like look at her. Does she not look like she could be a Hollow Knight character already? So again, I started with a sketch. I really pushed the proportions for this one. Like I made her dress super big because all the characters in Hollow Knights, the ones that wear cloaks, have like really big cloaks and like these tiny little skinny legs, which already really worked for Carmela. I just decided to push her like dress neckline just up into a turtleneck like the Hornet is, just because you don't really see the characters' faces too much in Hollow Knight. And also the bottom half of Carmela's face, you don't really need to see it. It's not important. I did think it was missing something without like having her arms. I didn't really know how to make it work in the Hollow Knight style because none of the characters that wear cloaks in Hollow Knight have arms, or at least you can't see their arms. So I decided to make these kind of like tassel-y things coming off of her cloak. So they're not really arms, but they kind of serve the purpose of just that shape. I think this one is by far the favorite for sure. I also tried to make kind of like a Hollow Knight-esque kind of background for this, just to really drive home that she could work in this style. I don't know, there's just something about this drawing that is just so satisfying to me. Okay, let's take a look at what she looks like on an actual Hollow Knight background. I don't know, man, you give her a little bit of like fuzz and like blurriness, maybe desaturate a little bit, and I think she could definitely be a boss in Hollow Knight. I do kind of wish I made her legs maybe a little bit longer because she fights with her legs. I definitely feel like I could have pushed those more, but all in all, I really love how this one turned out. So, in conclusion, what did I learn? Well, I learned I'm like half decent in drawing in different show styles. Except Adventure Time. I think Adventure Time I am the least confident in because it's so simple. You really need to nail the designs and the shapes. I feel like the same goes for Hollow Knight, but I was already working with something that was like very similar. It was also super cool analyzing the different show styles and what makes a style, you know, what makes each of these shows unique and look different from each other. I think this is a really good way to practice drawing in different styles because it's a little bit easier than making a character up from your mind, because then you can compare the character that already exists in a show like Hazbin Hotel and compare it to how it looks in a different style and kind of see how things change. Obviously, you could draw an original character in two different styles as well and compare them as well. This was really a lot of fun, and I would really, really love to do it again with like any characters. Let's just pick another show and then 3 different styles, and let's do this again. If you do have a suggestion for a show that I should draw in different styles, leave a comment down below. And just thank you for watching and being here and being wonderful. I am gonna post all of these on my Instagram and some time lapses on my TikTok. So if you want to follow those, all the links are down there. Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me again soon.